You wake up again, chest tight, mind already running through everything you didn't solve yesterday. The day hasn't started, and you're already exhausted. Not from what happened, from what might. From what you can't control. From the version of yourself that keeps showing up scared, even when you're trying so hard not to be. If that's where you are right now, stay. Don't close this. Just let yourself be here for a few minutes. You don't have to feel better by the end. You just have to stay. You sit on the edge of your bed, and the weight is already there. You didn't invite it. You didn't choose it. But it arrived before the alarm, before the light, before you had a single second to prepare. And now it's just sitting in your chest, this quiet, stubborn heaviness that doesn't have one name or one reason. It's everything, all at once. Maybe it's the pressure of things you haven't finished. Maybe it's the conversation you keep rehearsing in your head. Maybe it's the fear that you're falling behind in ways no one can see. Not at work, not at home, not even in your faith. You reach for your phone, not because you want to, but because the silence feels too loud. And even then, scrolling doesn't help. It just gives your anxiety something new to attach to. There is a version of you that performs calm. That answers, "I'm fine," without hesitation, and means it for exactly 1 second before the weight returns. That smiles through the morning, moves through the motions, and never lets anyone close enough to see what's actually happening behind the eyes. You've gotten very good at that. And it is exhausting in a way that no one ever talks about. The exhaustion of holding yourself together for an audience that doesn't even know they're watching. What no one sees is the 3 a.m. version of you. The one replaying old mistakes. The one lying still in the dark, chest rising and falling, but mind anywhere but here. The one that isn't dramatic about it, doesn't cry loudly, just quietly aches, quietly fears, quietly carries. I want you to know, that version of you is not broken. That version is not a failure of faith or strength or character. That is the most human part of you, the part that feels the full weight of being alive, of loving things you can't control, of wanting more than you know how to ask for. You are not falling apart. You are falling open. And there is a difference, even if right now, it doesn't feel like one. Something is happening beneath the anxiety. You might not name it yet, but you paused. You stayed. And that small, almost invisible act is not nothing. That is the beginning of something. There is a space opening. Small, fragile, easy to miss, but it is there. Not a fix. Not a sudden calm. Just the faintest suggestion that the weight does not have to be permanent. That heaviness can exist alongside something else. That you do not have to resolve everything before you're allowed to breathe. Notice that for a moment. Just the breath. The way the air moves in and out without asking your permission, without needing you to manage it. Your body knows how to return to itself. You've just forgotten that you're allowed to follow it there. Psalm 34 verse 18 says it plainly, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." Not the healed, not the composed, not the ones who have it figured out. The broken-hearted, the crushed. Let that land. Not as a concept, as a reality. The nearness is not something you earn by feeling better. It is already here, in this room, in this moment, as your thoughts race and your chest stays tight. The presence doesn't require your peace to arrive. It arrives first. And then, slowly, your peace follows. Imagine each anxious thought as a leaf carried by a river. You do not have to grab it. You do not have to fight the current. You can simply notice it moving past, and then notice the water beneath it. Still, patient, carrying everything without holding on to anything. This is not a rescue. This is a return, to yourself, to the quiet, to the one who never left. There is a woman in the Bible whose name you may know, Hannah. But I want you to forget what you know for a moment. I want you to just feel her, sitting in a crowded temple, lips moving, but no sound coming out. Tears falling, not dramatically, just steadily, the way tears fall when you've been holding them for too long. She wanted something so deeply it had become an ache with no edges. And everyone around her, going through the motions, not noticing, or worse, misreading her entirely. The priest looked at her and thought she was drunk. That is how invisible her real pain was. That is how alone you can feel even in a room full of people who are supposed to see. Hannah wasn't performing grief. She wasn't making a scene. She was doing the only thing she had left, bringing her exact, unpolished, undone self to the only place she believed could hold it. She didn't clean herself up first. She didn't wait until she had the right words. She showed up shaking, and she let herself be seen that way. You don't have to imagine how that feels. You already know what it is to be in a room full of people and still be completely alone with your pain. To carry something so specific, so personal, so quietly devastating that you wouldn't even know how to explain it if someone asked. You know what it is to pray words that feel like they disappear the moment they leave you. To wonder if any of it is reaching anywhere at all. But here is what happened to Hannah, and this is the part that matters. Before anything changed in her circumstances, something changed in her. The moment she was told that her prayer had been heard, the Bible says she went away and ate, and her face was no longer downcast. Nothing had changed yet. She still didn't have what she was asking for. But she had been heard. And somehow, that was enough to stand up. Enough to take the next breath. Enough to re-enter the day. Sometimes that is what we are asking for. Not the answer, not the miracle, not the resolution. Just the sense that someone is holding what we cannot hold ourselves. That the ache has been registered somewhere beyond the walls of our own chest. Hannah didn't leave that temple with her answer. She left with something smaller, and somehow more important, the certainty that she had not been praying into silence. And neither are you. Anxiety has a voice. And the cruelest part is that it sounds exactly like your own. It tells you the heaviness means something is permanently wrong. That if you were stronger, or more faithful, or simply better, you wouldn't feel this way. That other people move through their mornings without this weight, and the fact that you can't is evidence of something broken in you, something that can't quite be fixed. That is the lie, not the feeling. The feeling is real, honor it. But the interpretation, the story anxiety tells about the feeling, that is what breaks you. That is what turns a hard morning into a verdict on your worth. Your emotions are not your diagnosis. They are not a measure of your faith, or your strength, or how loved you are. They are information, honest, sometimes overwhelming, entirely human information, about where your heart needs care right now. Think of the anxiety not as an enemy, but as a signal. A quiet knock from the inside, asking for attention, for gentleness, for permission to exist without immediately being fixed or judged or suppressed. You do not have to fight it. You do not have to be ashamed of it. You are allowed to feel this and still be okay. You are allowed to be a person of faith who wakes up afraid. You are allowed to be both the one who prays and the one who trembles. That is not contradiction. That is honesty. And honesty, offered in the quiet of a moment like this, is where healing begins. Not loudly, not dramatically, but slowly, like light entering a room 1 degree at a time. Let's slow down together. Not to fix anything. Just to be here, for a moment, without rushing toward the next thing. Begin with your breath. Not a technique, just a return. Feel the air move in, and imagine it reaching the places in your chest that have been held tight since before sunrise. Let the exhale carry something. Not everything. Just a little of the weight you've been gripping without realizing it. Now, name one thing. Just one. Whatever is sitting heaviest right now, don't analyze it, don't solve it. Just name it, softly, in your mind. Say it the way you would say it to someone who loves you and won't panic. That act alone, of naming it without running, is a form of trust. It is you telling yourself, I see this. I am not pretending it isn't here. and I am still standing. Jesus said it like an open door. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11 verse 28. Not perform for me. Not arrive cleaned up. Come, as you are. Weary and burdened and exactly this honest. That invitation is still standing this morning. It did not expire overnight. So take one more slow breath. Feel the weight, and feel that you are not carrying it in silence anymore. Notice the small warmth of simply being present with yourself, without judgment, without a timer. You are not wasting time by pausing. You are practicing the one thing anxiety most wants to take from you, the ability to be still. Each slow breath is a prayer. Each moment of honesty is a step towards something gentler waiting just ahead. Close your eyes if you can, and just breathe. You don't need the right words for this. You just need to show up, which you already did, simply by being here. God, I don't know how to start this prayer. My chest is tight and my thoughts are loud and I'm already tired, and the day has barely begun. I don't have the words arranged the right way. I don't have the composure I think I'm supposed to have when I come to you. So I'm just going to sit here, in this mess, and ask you to meet me in it. I'm scared. Not of one big thing, of everything. Of not being enough. Of the things I can't control. Of waking up tomorrow and feeling exactly this way again, and the day after that, and the one after that. I know I shouldn't say that, but I'm saying it anyway, because I think you already know. Because I think you see every 3 a.m. I didn't mention every smile that cost more than it looked like. Every prayer I started and couldn't finish because the words ran out before the aching did. Hear the parts of me that no one else knows how to hold. God, teach me to put down what I was never meant to carry alone. Not all at once, I don't know how to do that yet. But today, this morning, help me loosen my grip on just one thing. Just enough to breathe. Just enough to remember that my hands were not made to hold all of this by themselves. Let your nearness be real to me right now, not as a concept, not as something I have to feel correctly to receive, but as simple, quiet fact. You are here. Even in this. Even in the tight chest and the racing thoughts and the exhaustion I can't fully explain. Let that be enough for this moment. I'm not asking for the storm to stop. I'm asking for enough calm to take one more breath. One more step. I'm asking for just enough of your presence to remind me that I am not as alone as I feel. Remind me that you are not waiting for me to get better before you draw near. Remind me that broken-hearted is exactly the address you promised to show up at. I am there. I am here. Thank you for this space. For the pause. For the breath I just took that I didn't have to earn. For the strange, quiet grace of still being here, still reaching, still willing to ask, even when asking feels like all I have left. Walk with me into this day. Not in front of me, not behind me, with me. In the ordinary, heavy, imperfect middle of it. Amen. You came here this morning with something heavy. You may leave still carrying it. That's okay. This was never about putting it down completely. It was about carrying it differently, with a little more company, a little more gentleness, a little more awareness that the weight has a witness. The storm inside you didn't disappear, but something shifted, even slightly, even quietly. And in a morning like this one, slightly and quietly is more than enough. Take that with you today, not as a performance of peace, not as a resolution to be better or stronger or less afraid. Just as a small, fragile truth. You were here, you were honest, and you were heard. That is not nothing. That is, in fact, everything. When the anxiety returns, and it may, you'll know where to come back to. Not because this is a perfect place, but because it is a safe one. A place where your mornings don't have to be beautiful to be honored. Where your prayers don't have to be composed to be received. Where you are allowed to show up exactly as you are, heavy and hoping and still here. Come back tomorrow. Not because you have to, because your heart deserves somewhere to land every morning. And if this moment brought you even a breath of relief, share it with someone who needs to know they're not alone in theirs. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for someone is simply say, I found something that helped. Here. You are seen. You are not alone in the quiet. And even your anxious mornings are holy ground.